This is hands down the most overpowered protagonist of the year. Once known as one of the weakest hunters in the nation, he encountered a life-threatening accident during a dungeon exploration, bleeding out and clinging to his last breath. At the final moment before death, a mysterious system window suddenly materialized before his eyes. You've met all requirements for the classified mission. Should you refuse, your heart will stop in 2 seconds. Thinking of his sick mother and younger sister in school, the protagonist made his choice without hesitation. Upon revival, he stared in shock at the game-like system interface before him. The system not only declared him an official player, but also revealed his completed secondary awakening. What truly stunned him was the system's daily mandatory missions. Failure brought severe penalties, completion granted generous rewards, from stat upgrades to rare items. His life underwent a complete transformation. It wouldn't be long before he'd rise as the world's ultimate top-tier hunter. In this world where humans and monsters clash, Sung Jinwoo stood as the weakest hunter around. Every mission left him battered and bruised. He'd cheated death more times than he could count. Sung Jinwoo didn't choose this deadly profession out of passion, but survival instinct drove him straight out of high school, with zero marketable skills to his name, mounting medical bills for his hospitalized mother, and bankrolling his sister's upcoming tuition. Piling financial pressures left him no choice. The Hunter Association subsidies became his lifeline. Dawn found him at a construction site outskirts, joining an association-monitored group raid. He arrived to find hunters clustered in the pre-dawn chill, circled up on cracked concrete slabs, steam curling from association-provided coffee cups. Greetings rumbled through the pack, fist bumps and war stories exchanged over paper cups. But humility earned Sung Jinwoo no respect here. The bottom-rung hunter moved through the pack, cursed with the title humanity's weakest weapon. He let the jabs slide. His weakness was an undeniable truth. Head down, he trudged forward through the dusty site. Then, a voice shattered the tension. "You're hurt again, Xiao," she snapped. The long-haired beauty emerged, scolding tone barely masking concern. Her barbed words hung sharp in the air, yet warmth seeped into his chest. In this hardcore hierarchy of power, only 2 souls showed him genuine care: Xiao Shi and the grizzled veteran before him. Old Song the raid captain stood apart, leader of their dungeon raid squad, commanding respect with his seasoned gaze. The team roster blinked on his wrist display. Xiao Shi the B-class healer he vibed with. 16 more hunters locked in. All systems go for the ranked dungeon assault. The dimensional portal hummed electric blue. One last check of gear. Steel whispered against leather. Then, 16 hunters vanished into the blue vortex. The unassuming uncles transformed before his eyes. Battle mode activated. Old Song flicked his wrist. Fireballs materialized midair. Enemies evaporated in the blaze. When the spellstorm cleared, the dungeon floor lay scorched and empty. Victory glow lit Old Song's weathered face. A C-class magic crystal glowed in his palm. Even this low-grade crystal meant a cool 60 grand in his pocket. The dungeon hall was legit this time. Sung Jinwoo stood in stark contrast. Battered body, ear-rank crystal barely warming his palm. Xiao Zai's constant healing glow kept his losses from bleeding out completely. Just as despair started sinking in, a hunter's shout ripped through the air. "Yo, check this hidden portal." The legendary double dungeon materialized before the stunned raid team. Old Song stared down the pulsating gateway. Protocol demanded reporting to the association, but bureaucracy moved slow. Wait for the suits to arrive. Say goodbye to the real loot. Democracy in the dungeon. He put it to a vote. 17 hunters, 17 fates. The tally flashed. 8 yes, 8 hell no. The swing vote landed hard on Sung Jinwoo's bleeding palms. Hospital debts whispered. Sisters' tuition bills screamed. Mother's monitors beeped in his skull. "I'm in." His voice cut through the static. Little did he know, that single word sent fate's gears grinding toward unimaginable revolution. Old Song stared down the pulsating gateway. Protocol demanded reporting to the association, but bureaucracy moved slow. Wait for the suits to arrive. Say goodbye to the real loot. Democracy in the dungeon. He put it to a vote. 17 hunters, 17 fates. The tally flashed. 8 yes, 8 hell no. The swing vote landed hard on Sung Jinwoo's bleeding palms. Hospital debts whispered. Sisters' tuition bills screamed. Mother's monitors beeped in his skull. "I'm in." His voice cut through the static. Little did he know, that single word sent fate's gears grinding toward unimaginable revolution. The party descended deeper into the caverns until the boss chamber loomed ahead. Old Song barked the rallying cry. We could be the pioneers, first to claim the glory of this double dungeon. A C-class veteran with skills beyond his rank, time had stolen his prime, or he'd be commanding guild elites by now. They breached the threshold. Torch beams sliced through stalactite teeth. The throne room swallowed them whole. Circular dais humming with ancient power. There, upon the obsidian seat of judgment, the final boss materialized in a corona of dark energy. Sung Jinwoo gaped upward at the skyscraper-sized horror. 20 meters of nightmare-given flesh. The tank hunter's cowardice didn't erase his D-class credentials, yet here he lay, reduced to smoldering cannon fodder. Sung Jinwoo's instincts screamed first. Throne Guardian's eyes glinted unnaturally sharp. Hit the deck now. He tackled Xiaoxi mid-shout, body shielding hers as chaos erupted. Twin beams of crimson light scythed through the prayer hall. Reactions split the team. Those diving prone survived, those half-second late vaporized where they stood. 3 hunters became ash ghosts, their screams etched into stone pillars. Xiaoxi trembled like cornered prey. This raw terror explained her B-class limits. Healers weren't built for frontline carnage. Crouched in sacred dust, not a soul dared twitch. Old Song's missing arm sizzled at the stump. Sung Jinwoo worked the field dressing, their combat medic Xiaoxi paralyzed by trauma. Then, the fresh guild recruit snapped. I just signed with Crimson Dawn, not some death contract. He bolted upright, golem eyes ignited. Lancing beam bisected his sprint, left boot smoking where life stood seconds prior. Sung Jinwoo's survival math clicked, testing his theory in real time. Slow rise, deathlight charging, instant drop, system reset. Protocol decoded. The first sacred law blazed in his mind. Kneel, he barked, worship mode activated. 17 hunters count out as one, foreheads grinding temple stone, prayer positions locking. Above them, golem sentinels hummed approval, obedience algorithm satisfied. The stone deities twisted into predators' grins, then fell still. Afro Dude tested the waters, rose cautiously, no death beams. Group exhale, everyone scrambled upright. Wrong move. The throne guardian lurched forward, titanic footsteps quaking the temple. Survival protocol screamed in Sung's skull. Second law, praise the god. But how? Enter theology, bro. I minored in ancient cults. Watch this. He knelt dramatically, smooth-talked divinity with practiced cadence. Golem foot descended, squelch of failing theology. Chaos stampede erupted. Screaming girl tripped over robes, crushed into crimson pulp. Fleeing hunters met perimeter statues, blades arced, blood mist bloomed along temple borders. Sung Jinwoo hauled Xiaoxi through the death sprint, mental gears spinning white-hot, his eyes locked on the anomaly. Amidst weaponized golems, stood statues clutching instruments. Clarity struck like lightning, take cover by the music makers. Old Song didn't wait, he barrel-rolled toward a lyre-bearing sentinel. The stone musician erupted into melody, violin bow sawing phantom strings. Move, 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 Old Song roared over the holy orchestra. Hunters scrambled in controlled panic, each grabbing a musical guardian. Guitar golem strummed power chords, drummer statue pounded seismic beats. They became human shadows, pressed against living statues. Synchronized survival protocol activated. Sung Jinwoo hauled Xiaoxi to a harp-bearing statue, but the stone guardian remained silent. One protector per survivor. He shoved her into position. Make your stand here. Then pivoted toward another music sentinel. The death-dealing colossus zeroed in, thundered toward his sprinting form. Mid-stride, titanic foot smashed downward. He dove sideways, collided with marble flooring, skidded across engraved hymns. Came to rest against an unactivated guardian, this one clutching shield and spear. Sung Jinwoo survived the shield slam, but his leg bent all wrong, dragging himself toward musical sanctuary. Xiao's eyes healing hands glowed frantic, mana reserves draining to empty, just staunching the bleeding. No time for relief. The throne guardian raised its palm. Stone altar erupted center stage, final law blazing in Sung's mind, testimony of faith required. A hunter blade flashed at Old Song's throat. You brought us here, old man. The captain stepped up silent. Altar flames roared to life, but no blood sacrifice consumed. Understanding detonated. Light the beacons. They propped Sung onto the slab. 3 more holy fires ignited. All hands on the altar now. Blue flames erupted in ritual circles. Temple doors groaned open. No one moved. First blue flame died. Stone legion advanced. Second flame snuffed. Golem weapons charged. Third fire dwindling. Death march synchronized. Sung Jinwoo's revelation flashed. Eye contact neutralizes golems. Hold formation. Stare them down from all angles. But the brunette hunter cracked. Bloodstains on marble broke her psyche. She bolted. Temple doors stayed mercifully open. Group discipline shattered. Only Sung kept cerebral. Blue flames dwindling with time. Orange fire dying with deserters. His epiphany crystallized, but the hunter supporting him panicked. Dropped Sung like hot iron. The escape stampede began. Uncle Hunter hesitated at Sung's plea. Dead zones opening in surveillance. I have a baby girl, he rasped, and vanished into the exit glow. Sung's calculations crumbled, blind spot golems advancing faster than ceremonial fires could extinguish. Death beams lanced through escapees, perimeter statues enforcing new rule, no witnesses leave alive. Back in the kill box, Sung Jinwoo dragged his torso upright, humanity's weakest versus divine code. Deadlock stare with shield-bearing sentinel. Old Song moved to stay behind. Let the young escape, he rasped. But Xiaoxi collapsed mid-protest. Mana depletion tremors locking her knees. Get her out. I'll buy time. Alone now. Sung Jinwoo rose on shattered leg. Blade scraping temple floor. Humanity's weakest weapon. Versus divine executioner. First clash. His sword arm flew wide. Embedded in stonework 20 meters back. Collapsing against the altar. Memories flooded his failing vision. Mother's ventilator hiss. Sister's graduation photo smile. Why them? He choked on copper blood. Why not me? The system prompt blazed. Final test completed. Player eligibility confirmed. System initialized. Sung Jinwoo's eyes snapped open. Hospital fluorescence burned his retinas. He flexed fingers that should have been dust, yanked the hospital gown aside. Crushed limbs regenerated. Sword-pierced chest smooth and whole. The death blow flashed in his nerves. System interface flickered behind his eyelids. Not a hallucination. The proof glowed in his trembling palms. Before he could process, a holographic display materialized. Player status, rebirth complete. Then, leather soles clicked on linoleum. 2 figures in black suits filled the doorway. Government-issued shoes polished to kill. Briefcases humming with contained energy. The suits identified themselves with association badges. 6 survivors total from the double dungeon. 6 made it out alive. We found you comatose in the ruins. No throne, no golems, just cracked stone and your pulse fading. Their theory about a secondary awakening hung thick. Most hunters peak at first manifestation, but legends whisper of ascendance, breaking into A or S class through rebirth. Prove it. A mana gauge slammed onto the bedside table. Sung pressed his palm to the crystal, heart pounding with desperate hope. The readout blinked. 10. Silence curdled the air. Entry-level hunters start at 70. Government shoes clicked away. Your file stays E-class, barely above baseline civilian levels. As the door sealed with finality, the system interface flared behind Sung's eyes. Defeat hung heavy on Sung's shoulders, until the system prompt pulsed. Daily quest accepted. He jabbed at the hologram, finger passing through phantom pixels. No tactile feedback. The door burst open. Little sister's school uniform blurred into view. You absolute idiot. Her textbook slammed the bedside tray. Mom's crying her eyes out again. Sung weathered the verbal storm, smirk masking bone-deep guilt. Hey genius, he nudged her gaming laptop. How'd you open system mail? In that MMO you play? She rolled eyes hard enough to orbit. Alt plus tab noob move. Her fingers danced mock keyboard, then froze. Wait, her glare turned surgical. Wiry you asking? Behind her, the stats screen only Sung could see. STR 10, AGI 10, int 10, glowed with damning mediocrity. Seeing that the hero was fine, the sister was relieved. After she left, the system also issued daily tasks for the hero: 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and 10 kilometers of long-distance running. If he failed to complete them, he would be punished accordingly. The system log flashed blood-red warnings. Daily quest failed. Penalty phase initiated. Digital clock bled crimson midnight. Hospital walls dissolved into sand. Reality rebooted in 4K horror. Endless dunes under triple moons. Behind him, the sand itself convulsed. Seismic rumble of something colossal. Survival math calculated in nanoseconds. Run or become worm chow. Nurse's penlight swept empty sheets. Security cameras showed nothing but static snow at 1 second. 2 realities now diverged. Sung sprinting through alien night. Earth medics puzzling over void. The sandworm breached surface. Ma spanning subway tunnel. Acid saliva pitting steel-grade armor. 4 hours survival timer start. Every stumble magnified. Predator/prey dynamic rewritten.